What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the very first installment to a new series that I'm starting here on this channel called The Learning Curve. Basically, what The Learning Curve is going to be about is about just basically life and things people need to know, like as an adult, that they don't really teach you in school. Not only just the things that they don't teach you in school that are important to know about, but just my personal life experiences that I feel like can help somebody else in the future. Things like credit and taking out a loan and buying cars and doing all of these types of different things, and also little life experiences. So yes, that's what this series is going to be about. I plan on having this series around for a very, very long time because I know for a fact that it is definitely going to help somebody in the future. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to inspire you guys. I'm here to just live out my dreams and help as many people as I can while doing so. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the very first installment. If you're new to my channel, don't be afraid to click the subscribe button down below. It is free $99. Welcome to my YouTube family. Today's video is going to be about my moving out at 18 years old experience, things that I learned, things that I, should have probably taken into consideration when I moved out, and all of the above. I'm sure this is going to help somebody out in the future. I've looked up videos myself on people who moved out at the age of 18 and all that good stuff, and they were very helpful videos. I am just here to add to the list of helpfulness. I've come up with a list of 5 tips that you can take with you whenever you're moving out. 5 very, very, very basic yet important tips that people need to really take into consideration, that people are probably going to be overlooking, myself included. I overlooked a lot of these tips, and it's not good to do so. Tip number 1 is to have money saved up, okay? Have some money put aside for, down payments and first month's rent and things of that nature, because you are absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, going to have some money when you move into your home. You can't just be like, well, I'm taking my bed and I'm taking my covers and I'm taking my this and that and I'm gonna just leave. No, it does not work like that. As much as I would love for it to have worked like that, it does not work like that. I just recently moved out of my parents' house a month ago, and so all of this stuff is still really, really, really fresh on my mind. And I just wish I would have taken a lot of these things into consideration. So have some money saved up, because you're going to have first month's rent most of the time. You're going to have first month's rent. You're going to have money to put down payments on your utilities and all of that good stuff. You're going to have to have some money put aside for when you're moving in. And it's always good to just have that there already ready to go for whatever is coming, right? Tip number 2 is to have reliable transportation to and from work. If you live in a city like Philadelphia or New York, Chicago, California, like those type places, you live someplace like that has public transportation and is very, very, very prominent there, then you probably won't have to worry about buying a car for a pretty long time. I mean, tip number 2 can, honest to God, be tip number 1. I mean, they both are equally as important. Making sure you have transportation to and from work. I would say if you don't live in a place like Philadelphia or New York or someplace like that where public transportation is in abundance, I would say get you a car. Now, if you can help it, do not finance a car. Do not take out a loan for a car. Do not do any of that type of thing, because I did that. Of course, when I took out my loan for my car, when I started doing that or whatever, I did not move out. I wasn't planning on moving out. Try not to finance one. Try to buy it a cash car, or see maybe if your parents have given you a car, do that, because here I am. I have rent to pay. I have utilities to pay. This and the third. I have car insurance, all that stuff. I'm just thinking about how much money I could have in my pocket if I did not have the car note and if I didn't have such high car insurance. I would definitely say try to buy a car cash, because then once you get a car cash, or if you own the car and then you're not paying monthly for the car, what you can do in Georgia, and I'm sure in a lot of other states, you have to have car insurance. It's illegal for you to not have car insurance, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, but it's the truth. Some states, it is absolutely illegal for you to not have car insurance. And if you're in one of those states, you're going to have car insurance. You're going to have to either choose between full coverage or liability insurance. Full coverage is better. Even if I wasn't financing my car, I would definitely try to take advantage of the full coverage insurance. However, liability will be able to save you some money. When I was driving the car that my mom gave me, and I'll go into detail about why I had to get my own car at another video. The car that I was driving that my mom had given me was a 2005 Nissan Altima. And on that car, I had liability insurance. And even still, I was paying a pretty penny out of pocket for that one because I'm under the age of 25. And I have not been driving for more than a year. Come September, it will have made a year. Among me filming this, it is May. So I have not been driving. I have not had a license for a year. I had my permit and everything like that, of course, but it took me forever to go and get my license. Which if you're in high school right now and you're watching this, I highly encourage you to go and get your license at the age of 16, 17 years old, because it's definitely good to have had your license for like 2-3 years before you're buying your first car and getting your car insurance and all that good stuff, because they do look at that type of thing, how long you've been driving and all that good stuff. Definitely try to take advantage of buying your own car, like full outright. Do not get a car note. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a car note. If you want to get a car note, get a car note. It's good for credit history, which I'll put that in another learning curve video. Credit history is good to have a car note on your credit history because that does work wonders for your credit score. In this particular situation, I think it's better for you to probably go ahead and buy a car outright and not have to worry about paying monthly for your car. Only thing you should have to worry about is car insurance, and especially if you're under the age of 25, they're going to charge you a lot to have car insurance. You're going to have insurance. Limited liability is going to definitely save you some money if that's what you're looking for, but full coverage is a better option. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So tip number 3, have a steady income, meaning that you should have some type of job. Whether that be a 9-to-5 job or a work from home job, you should get a paycheck every single month, because you do have to keep a roof over your head. You have to have your bills paid, you have to have this, you have to have that. Unless you just completely paid out all your bills for the entire year, you're going to have a steady income to pay your bills and keep a roof over your head. So definitely tip number 3 is very important. Make sure you have a steady income, because that is super important, and I can't stress enough how important that is to have a steady income. Tip number 4, have the basics. Towels, washcloths, dirty clothes hamper, soap, shower curtains, toilet bowl cleaner, plungers, food, all that good stuff you have to have in abundance, because, and that also ties back into tip number 1, because you know you have to have money to do that thing. So I would definitely make sure you have a ton of money put to the side. I mean, depending on where you're moving, it's probably safe to say you have $1,500 to $2,500 just sitting there waiting for you to use it and put it towards your new home, because that's a very, very, very good safety net, especially if you're living on your own and you're not going to be moving in with any roommates. It's definitely good to have that on your on your belt, to have all that money on your belt so that you can buy all the necessities that you're going to need. Because a lot of the things that you take advantage of when you're living with your parents, like, you really take advantage of. I've only been out of my parents' home for about 2 months now. I'm sorry, I've been saying a month. I've been out of my parents' home for about 2 months now, and I don't have a washer or dryer, so I still have to go to their house every time I need to wash clothes. I do buy my own detergent and all that good stuff, but every time I need to wash clothes, I have to go to their place, and that's no fun. Like, I'm tired of seeing them. Like, I love them to death, but I'm tired of seeing y'all. I have to go to their place to wash clothes, and they do live like 5 minutes away, but imagine if I didn't have them, I would have to go to a laundromat and sit there and wait for my clothes to finish washing and pay for it and this, that, and the third, where, that money could be going towards anything. So it's good to have washer and dryer, even though they do cost a lot of money. They really do cost a lot of freaking money. It's good to have your basics down pat, because I promise you will thank yourself later. Tip number 5, which is completely optional, is only for people who are going to be moving in with roommates. Make sure you move in with reliable people. I cannot stress it enough how important it is to make sure you move in with people who are going to have your rent on time, have the utility bill or their half of the utility bills on time, have everything paid on time and right there ready to go, because I'm sure it'll get pretty frustrating if you're the only person that's being responsible and you're the only person that's taking it seriously. Do not move in with your best friend if you know that they're not responsible. You know if they're responsible. You know that they're always asking you for $5, or if they're asking you for this or that or whatever. Like, don't move in with that person if they're not responsible. I did not have a choice on who I was moving in with, because, again, me moving out was not my choice. I'm not going to talk too much about that right now. I'll talk about that at a later date, possibly. I didn't have too much of a choice when I was moving in. Luckily, it was somebody that I knew, and it wasn't like a stranger. It's my brother and his girlfriend. My brother is pretty irresponsible. Let me just say that much. My brother is very, very, very irresponsible. And you know, it can get kind of awkward. But I know his girlfriend's really responsible, and if anything, she's gonna keep his head on his shoulders. You need to make sure you're moving in with somebody who's responsible, who's reliable, who's gonna definitely make sure that their stuff is paid on time and that you guys are good on the money side of things. It's not only on the money side, but just make sure you're in with people who are gonna take you into consideration as well. For example, if you're the only person buying groceries in the house and the other, you know, however many people you're living with, aren't putting groceries in the house, that's you looking out for them. They're not looking out for you. The only thing that they have is their side of the rent, but they're not buying food. They're not buying utilities and utensils, forks, plates, knives, spoons, that type of thing. They're not doing any of that stuff. They're just eating the food that you provide. That's not good unless you guys have some type of agreement. I buy the groceries, you pay the light bill, you pay the this, that, the third, whatever. You need to make sure you're there with people who are going to be evenly as contributive to the house as you are. So yes. Last tip, number 5, that tip was only for people who are moving in with another roommate or multiple roommates or whatever the case may be. So yes, those are my 5 tips for moving in. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about, you know, specifics and things of that nature. I didn't want to drag this video on for too long, so I didn't really go into detail about certain things. But if I did miss anything, which I'm sure I probably missed a few things, or you might have a question or two here or there about a certain tip that I went over, let me know in the comment section. Let me know on my Snapchat or Instagram or Twitter or whatever the case may be. All that information will be in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs down and let me know what you think I can do to improve on my videos. All feedback is you know, very much so appreciated. All your support is very much so appreciated. Before I leave, I just want to say that moving out at 18 years old has definitely made me a little bit stronger of a person. It's a learning curve for sure. It is definitely a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it and once you start getting used to it, you know, you start to kind of understand responsibility, and it changes you. It really does change you. And even though I feel like I kind of moved out too soon and I wasn't ready to do it, I feel like it's important that I did do this because it did teach me responsibility, and it did show me that, you know, I can do stuff. Anything that I want to do, anything that I set my mind to, I can do it. And I'm really happy for this experience. You know, even though it can be really stressful, it can really, really, really be stressful. I'm telling you guys, like, I can't even stress how stressful it is. This is that stressful. Sometimes I just be like, dang, like, can I become a stripper? Like, I just be ready to go sometimes. Not go as in like kill myself. I just be over all of it. I'm always over it. I'm just be like, dang, like, I move back in with my parents now. Like, this was cute or whatever, but I can't do it. It's not for me. But, you know, at the end of the day, it has made me a stronger person, and it has made me a more responsible person, and it's taught me responsibility. And I think this experience is a really good experience to have, even if you don't see it through. I plan on seeing it through all the way, as long as I possibly can. And, you know, if you're planning on moving out, go for it. Go for it. Take a risk, you know, take that leap of faith, but just make sure you're responsible and mature about the situation. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was the first installment to a new series here on this channel called The Learning Curve. The next installment is going to be out very, very soon. I think it's going to be about credit scores and how to manage them and all that good stuff. That is coming up very, very soon. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section. Let me know something that you think I could talk about if, you know, I know anything about it. But yeah, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, and have a good day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next video.